It wanted me to switch everything over and around. All right, so we are live on YouTube, which is awesome. I'm just finishing up recording the news for Ocala, which is great. Can't say there's a whole heck of a lot going on in Ocala, but there's enough for me to at least do the news. So that's exciting, sort of. I was hoping to have Krista on tonight. My friend Krista Torrance, she's a YouTuber over in Orlando, but she is having to take her daughter to a bazillion different college type things, so she bowed out gracefully. So it's like, and then she was like, wow, you're brave, which is really weird because we've done a video before, but now that I think about it, I don't think it was a live, which live is definitely, it was a little to get used to, but I actually really like it. I get to chat with everybody that, you know, has been watching my videos, and I mean, I've kind of gotten to know you guys a little bit better. So, I mean, I like that. That's kind of cool. I have not been on a live though since before Christmas because I went on vacation and I loved it. You can tell because my hair got really white. It's like, my husband's like, did you put chemicals on that? I was like, no, we cannot do that. No, it was just, it got bleached. I was in the sun a lot and I loved it. So that was, yeah, I had it in braids, so it's kind of crinkled up right now, but yeah, it is, whew, I was in the sun a lot. I was enjoying it. We went to Mexico, and we went and visited the ruins of some of the Mayan temples, and we saw a Mayan village. It was really, really, really cool. And I am a huge history buff and basically incredibly nosy, so I was asking all sorts of stuff and all sorts of questions, and one of our tour guides, she actually was like, here's my email, we'll chat. Okay. So that's pretty bad, but no, it was really cool. We had a lot of fun with that. I'm trying to, oh, there it is. Trying to log on. Here we go. Maybe. But yeah, she hasn't answered me back. So I don't know if maybe she is just putting me off or something, but I'm hoping she responds to my email. Either that or because it was over the holidays and stuff, she's just kind of been busy. We'll go with that. So, but no, we had a great time. We got some amazing pictures. We learned a lot about the history, and what's going on right now, and just recent developments, I guess, down there. And I don't know, it was just really, really interesting. We enjoyed it a lot. Even my family, who is not much of history buffs, they actually enjoyed it a lot too, which is actually saying something. So my husband, my son, and my daughter all went. So we had a great time. It was really cool. But yeah, so we went to, oh, I'm going to mess it up, Chocoban, so, I don't know. It was, it's mine, I don't know. But it was fun. And we went on a cruise to go down there. That was just one of the ports, but it was the highlight for me. I love history. I love learning about people, both now and then, and it was fascinating. But of course, being in Florida, going on a cruise is not that big a deal because we have gobs of ports all over the place. This one was my favorite because it's the easiest one, which is Port Canaveral. Super, super easy to get in and out of there. I love it. You just go in there, park your car, and go right on the ship. It's so simple. All the other ports have way too much rigmarole going on, like just way too much. So Pat Vega, hi. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. We had an outstanding time together. We had almost a full 2 weeks off, and I feel incredibly lazy. It was so nice though. It was so nice. We don't normally take that much vacation because we had like a week, which we normally do take, but normally that's it for us. And we actually took that week off and we came back to work and we're working like a week or two, and then we went on the cruise and we took an additional, I think it was like 10 days to 12 days, something like that. So I have had so much vacation. I've had more vacation, nearly 3 weeks. That was crazy. Not all together, but pretty close. And it was a lot. So, but you know, again, the kids, Michael is graduating college in May, and then he's moving out of state. And then Lexi, she is graduating next year, and then she's going to be in college. And it's just like, look, we got to take the time while we can, so that we can all spend some time as a family, because, you know, we don't get to go backwards. So it's nice. But my husband actually did something. Oh, Pat! I didn't mean to make you cry. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, okay. Well, we are leaving the kids behind. We can talk about that. So my husband actually, he signed us up for a cruise, just him and I. I mean, I feel kind of like, I feel guilty a little. It's, you know, several months out, but yeah, we have never, aside from like work things and stuff, we've never gone on vacation together, just us, without the kids, like ever. We will be married 10 years in October, and we never even did a honeymoon. We just went straight back to work the next day. So this is going to be the first time that him and I actually have a vacation together elsewhere without the kids. So weird. So weird. Anyway. That's good. I'm glad you're joking. So we'll see. I went to do the hair donation, and I was like, yes, it's January. Finally, it's time. No, it wasn't quite long enough. I would be left with like, I couldn't do it. I know. I should just go ahead and donate it and suck it up, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot go from this to like, no. So I think the new schedule time is we're going to try again at the end of April. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll be long enough by then. But apparently it doesn't grow very much in the winter. So it just kind of, I was like, okay, judging by how much we have here, I should be good for January. No, it like stopped growing, like completely. So anyway, and I have a beautiful hairstylist that is going to come in and do the actual hair cutting. So we're going to do a video. That's Haley. She is a friend that helps out with our, I don't know, different events and stuff. And so she is actually going to be doing the actual snipping of it all. I'm going to mess with her so bad. I'm just going to be like, oh, how could you, you know, like, I'm looking forward to it, but so that, it looks like it's going to be in April. So I am stuck with this, but at least it won't be like super long for summer. So that's good. That's definitely good. But I should be left with, you know, I'm going for, you know, hide the, you know, so like at least that left. Okay. So anyway, but that's coming. I was hoping to be able to donate it now, but it's just not really cooperating. So we'll get there. So I've been leaving it in braids, which is why it looks all crinkled up. So it's just to get it out of the area, absolutely out of the area. We are planning on relocating from North Carolina to Ocala. When do you think we should start the process? Now. Start now. No, I mean, I don't know when, you know, if it's going to be years out or months out or whatever, but I would still say getting as much information and figuring out a timeline of events. I'm a planner. I am so much a planner. It's ridiculous. I actually have a checklist for any time we go on vacation for everything that goes in my luggage. I mean, it's a joke that my husband teases me horribly. By March or April, yes, absolutely. Yes, you need to, yeah, we need to chat like sooner rather than later. Absolutely. So yes, please hit me up. Go on to my Calendly and just schedule an appointment on my calendar whenever you're available, which is www.calendly. It's CALENDLY.com. It's a really cool app. And then it's / and then it's my first name and my last name. So Andrea, ANDREA, Praber, which is spelled completely wrong. It's not my fault. Blame my husband. It's P-R-O-E-B-E-R. I know. Praber? Really? How does he get Praber out of that? He's like, oh, it's just like Schrader. And I'm like, no, Schrader has an A in it. I'm leaving it alone. It's his name. I took it. I have to suck it up. But that is my last name. So calendly.com/Andrew Praber. It's in all of the YouTube videos. It's in the description. So even in this one will be in there. It's on your Facebook. It should be, I would think. I know it's on our website for sure. If you go to, you know, our agents or our team, whatever it's listed, and you go to my name, mine doesn't have my cell phone directly because that's a lost cause on some teams. I call out, but like, just don't try that. Go on Calendly and then everything is just set. It goes right into my Google Calendar. It literally is like, it'll show you when I'm available, and it'll just, you just put in whatever's available and when it's convenient for you. And then we don't have to go about, well, how's Monday? How's Tuesday? Yeah, no. I can't stand that. So just go to GreatExpectationsRealty.com and it'll be on there. I'm going to look real quick and see what it looks like. I've got my laptop over here. I would just type it in, but this is my cell phone. So, yeah. And by the way, congratulations on moving here. I found it. Yay! Okay. Whew, that's good. On our website, I did finish the home seller series. So I'm very excited about that. It was a whole slew of videos that I wanted to do for if you are selling your home, things to keep in mind. And it was primarily for people in Florida. Like if you are selling in California, it's going to be a little bit different. Some of the stuff you're just going to take with a grain of salt. But it's really cool. It's a 12 video series. They're short. They're like 5 minutes to 10 minutes is the most. 2 of the videos are live. I actually did go ahead and open them up onto our YouTube channel because I thought they were interesting for anybody, whether you're selling or not. But most of them are just on our website. The only way you can see the entire series is if you go to our website because they're not public on YouTube yet. I might make them public. I don't know. I'm not sure. So we'll see. But we are going to go ahead and also do, if you think it's a good idea, on our website, we're also going to do a buyer series and all of the stuff that you need to know if you're moving to Ocala, and just tips and tricks, because a lot of the stuff is kind of duplicated, but you're not really going to go on a seller series for that stuff. Like one of them, it's like all these apps that I know of for moving to help keep you organized and stuff. Priceless information. And also, like, when you go to move, make sure and have your moving kit. You know, like, okay, so years ago, I was going to fly somewhere and they lost my luggage. Okay, that happened once, and I was like, from then on, I have a carry-on. It doesn't matter if I have 15 bags I'm going to, you know, send. It does not matter. I always have in my carry-on in case of emergency and you have nothing for 3 days. So because that happened, okay? It happened. They did finally deliver it to my house. I don't know where it had ended up, but it did eventually get to my house. That was literally decades ago, and I'm still kind of like traumatized because, I mean, I don't know if you've had to like wash your underwear in a sink and then blow dry it, but that will never happen again, okay? Just no. So I literally have like this bag that I have that if I check my luggage, this will get me through. Okay, that same concept is basically what I have for when you're moving. Okay, so of course all your boxes, they go in the moving truck, but there's certain things you don't put in the moving truck, okay? Especially stuff that you may actually need in order to move. So like your pets, if you have pets, make sure that you have their leash, make sure you have their food, make sure you have their paperwork just in case you need that for some reason. Make sure you have a first aid kit, a few very few small tools for when you're leaving the house that you're leaving, so you can fix little tiny issues on the way out the door. And when you go to your new, how are you going to open the boxes when you can't find the scissors or a razor blade? Like, just have that in your kit. You know, it's your moving day kit. Also, coffee. You need to have coffee available. All your stuff for coffee or breakfast or whatever should be in there. Because you don't know where you're gonna, you have no cups, you have no, like, just have your, like, 24-hour, we know we're going to be opening boxes, here's my kit kind of thing. If you're selling your house, you're going to want to have all your paperwork for that, because I cannot tell you how many times people get to the closing table and they're like, I have to have this documentation before we can close, and yet I have no idea what box I put it in. Don't do that. Do not do that. Just don't do that. So all of that stuff, just keep it in there. Keep it in there. So, so that is one of the, one of the, it's like moving something. Anyway, that's in one of the videos, is just kind of stuff like that. But that's also kind of a buyer thing too. You know, when you're buying a home and you go to move, it's basically the same video, just for buyers. So I'm just going to move that out, you know, change the wording a little bit and redo it probably. So, but yeah, so there's the seller series, that's all set. But if you are a buyer, you can kind of cheat and use that one, because it is a lot of it's the same basic information, just more of a, you know, buyer spin anyway. But yeah, those moving apps, oh, those things are freaking phenomenal. You can be, if you love checklists, like I love checklists. I love checklists. I love being organized. I don't know why my husband and I ended up together, because he's the total polar opposite. He packs for a trip. Like, I pack for a trip 2 days in advance, and my stuff is sitting over there, packed, ready to go, my checklist on top. He packs an hour before we're ready to go. And I'm like, why are you doing laundry? We're leaving in 20 minutes. What are you doing? So, you know, we're just very different with that. But if you're a little bit more my side than his side, then you will very much enjoy the moving apps that are on there. And it's basically like how to keep organized and how to, you know, figure out the move leading up to. It's just, they're phenomenal. They're really, really great. And there's a whole slew of them, and it just depends on which one you like better. They're all great, but it just depends on who you are, I guess, basically. But you know, they can walk you through getting through there. So yeah, just go ahead and watch that one in the seller series and just apply it for buyers for right now. So I just literally finished this Friday. I think I got the last 2 videos, because I had done the last 2 videos, and then I didn't like how they sounded. I didn't like the lighting. I didn't like anything about them. So I just was like, meh. And then I went and refilmed. So I'm making myself sound neurotic, but I'm really not, I don't think. But they really were bad. They were, I mean, I was like in a shadow the whole time, and it was like echoing, and there was chirping going on from a smoke alarm. It was just bad. So, yeah, and then I didn't like the wording on the other one, so I just rewrote it. So, but yeah, the one of those I actually used this week as my video I uploaded, and it was regarding, wholesalers and what they are and all of that. And it was, I was kind of frisky about it. I'm normally a pretty positive person. I mean, if you guys know me, I'm pretty positive. I got up on my soapbox a little bit on that one, because I don't like them. I'm sure I'm pretty sure, I hope that the people that are wholesaling are good people, but some of them just straight up aren't. And they are actively targeting the families that are going through something, emotionally, financially, physically, whatever. And they are trying to take advantage of them by not giving them all of the facts and not disclosing things. So I laid it all out on the table. I even like named names and stuff. I mean, it was kind of crazy. But that's in the that's on our YouTube channel, but it's also in the home seller series, because by law, I have to present all offers. So when I have a beautiful, gorgeous, magnificent house of $500,000 or something that hits the market and some twerp comes along and says, I will offer you $200,000. I have to present that offer, even though it is going to be offensive to the seller. They're going to be like, what? Why are you doing this? Because I have to, because they submitted it in writing. I have to by law. So I figure if I give a heads up ahead of time, when those crazy town offers came in, they will already know and will be golden. But I just figured I would give a warning ahead of time. Normally I just say it, but I figured I would put it in a video for all of y'all, because I'm not in Ohio or California or wherever else. So, and I have heard that at times, for whatever reason, realtor, or I can't say all realtors, but real estate agents in different areas don't know, or for some unknown reason don't warn people about certain things. Like if I'm over at your house and I'm talking about doing showings and you are a seller, whether you list with me or not, I'm going to tell you on showings, you need to take all of your valuables that are easily pocketed and take them with you out of the house, or put them in a safe or something like that. Especially your medications, okay? Because a lot of people who have an addiction problem will target open houses and go straight in and say, can I use the restroom real quick? Okay, what are we supposed to say? No, you can't use the bathroom. I mean, I'd love to, but they go into the bathroom, and while the door is closed and locked, they're sitting there going through the medicine cabinet and everything else, just trying to see if there's pills that they can take. I'm not joking. This happens. So I always tell my sellers, especially, like, put that stuff away. Put it away. It does not need to be in there. Nobody needs to know. And there's some nosy neighbors and stuff. They don't need to know what your medications are. Put it away. Put it somewhere else. Put it in the safe or whatever, or somewhere not in your underwear drawer or something, like, you know, actually put it somewhere, and or take it with you. But don't leave it in the medicine cabinet for Joe Schmo off, you know, because I stay with the people, but if they're going to use the bathroom or something, that's really hard to, like, keep an eye on them. So for stuff like that, just be careful. Normally, if it's a larger house especially, I'll have other agents come in and work it with me to make sure that there's somebody keeping an eye on people randomly. But it never fails. I did an open house at a house. It was absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I knew the sellers because before they had been tenants of mine, and then they bought a house, and then they were selling the house. I mean, you know, if you've been doing it long enough, you have these relationships. But anyway, so he calls me up and he's like, they'd already left. Their house is all clean and everything. And I'm like, okay. And I'm doing the open house. And he's like, Andrea. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm busy. He's like, I left my Apple Watch right on my desk, and I know you told me to take everything with me, and I totally forgot. I left it out, but I left it charging. It's on the charger. Can you please just put it in your stuff and, like, hide it? I put it on my wrist, okay? It's like, yep. I don't even, like, trust it in my purse. I'm like, because my purse I leave out in my car, so, like, nothing. I was like, no. I was like, oh my God, you've now left me. It's not the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of the house that I'm worried about. It's a stupid Apple Watch. Why would you make me I have, like, now the whole open house, all I'm thinking about is watch the Apple Watch. Like, don't do that to your realtor, man. It's not good. It's like cruel and unusual. So yeah, normally before the open house gets started, I go and I check and make sure there's nothing left out or whatever. But he had it. It was like, it wasn't even on his desk in his office, like in an office. I'm not really going to go in there too much anyway, but there was no paperwork on his, you could tell they had cleaned up already, but it was like behind the door on a chair on the I'm like, what is this? So yeah. And at the time, Apple Watches had come out, and it was probably a $600 watch or something. And I'm just like, So yes, if you are out there, if you are out and about and you are selling your home and your realtor forgets to mention this to you, or maybe they're new and getting into this or whatever, maybe they don't even know. I'm going to go with that. Okay. We're going to say they maybe don't know yet. But when you're doing showings and when you are doing open houses on your house, make sure that small pocketable items are in your own pockets. Take them with you or put them in a safe or something. And just make sure it's nice and safe. And because you are inviting people strangers off the street. Like, I don't even barely open the door for the Amazon delivery dude. And yet we're opening the doors to, strangers off the street for an open house. So just be careful, because they see an open house sign. They're like, don't mind if I do. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We got to be careful. Some agents, it used to be that they're like, the agents would not do an open house because they're like, oh, those don't work. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do, actually. But I've sold houses off of open houses. But some will not do open houses because of the risk of liability and stuff, because of stuff like that. So I'm like, don't know. Like I said, if it's going to be a very busy one because it's in a busier area, or if it's a larger house or something like that, I just call in. I'm like, phone a friend. Like, you got to come help me out today. Your station is living room. Your station is master bedroom. All right, cut. Everybody go. So yeah, just want to make sure everything is the same as when they left it, or better. That's the choice. So I'm sitting here just talking right along. Everybody's like sitting there, hopefully looking at my seller series on my video on my website. Oh, okay. So next week I have a very special live happening, if I can get it all squared away. But we are doing verses. We are doing, I'm picking out several of the different D.R. Horton neighborhoods, and I'm getting the salespeople from each of those neighborhoods to join me on the live. So there's not just going to be me spouting off about stuff. It's actually going to be multiple of us. And you can ask them questions, of course, but they are going to figure out amongst themselves who has the best community. I mean, is that not going to be fun or what? I was like, this is going to be great. Because there are certain things that make, one community better than the other, but it's more like personal preference. So if you want some people want all the amenities under the sun, and then others are like, I don't want any of that. I don't want any HOA fees. So it's like, which one has the best community? It kind of depends on who it is or whatever that's actually shopping. But it'll be fun having the sales agents, because I've met, I think, all of them at this point. And just having them duke it out and say, because they all know each other's communities too. So some of them have actually come from other communities. So they know where the weak spots are too. So if there's a really high HOA fee or something like that, they are going to rag on each other for it. So it should be fun. I don't know. I thought it'd be fun. But I think I'm only going to do maybe I'm just a referee. I'm just to keep, mostly I'm going to be the instigator getting the thing started, but if I really wanted to make trouble, I would do one developer versus another, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We'll keep it within their, we want to make sure it's apples versus apples, not apples versus oranges. So, we are going to have some fun with that one. If it ends up a lot of fun, if you guys enjoy it, then we will do it again with maybe a different developer, and we'll see. But, we'll see what happens. It should be fun, I think. I don't know. Maybe mayhem. Yes. I gotta, yeah, because they all get shy at first, okay? They'll just be like, so cute. So, the last one I did at, the last remote that I did at D.R. Horton, it was 2 people, and normally I only have the mics and everything set up for remote for 2 of us, and it's me and one other person. But there was 2 sales agents there, so I'm like, well, okay, there goes the mics. And then my phone was acting up like it was when I first started on here, and it wanted to go narrow. So there's 2 people right here. I'm like, okay, this is just awkward. I would have brought my laptop and done things differently, but whatever. That's in the past. But It was so adorable because neither of them had done a live with me before. A lot of them have, you know, because I love going, they have everything staged so pretty and they talk about, you know, what's going on or what changes or what sales especially, are going on. But I went out there for that one, and the one sales agent, he's like, you know, so confident and everything until we go to do the live, and he's like, should I be holding paper? And I'm like, why? Like blank paper? Why? If it helps you, man, go, you do you. I'm like, what? It was hilarious. I still get a big chuckle out of it. I'm just like, oh, that's so cute. This is a grown man. He was so nervous. He's like, should I be holding something? I'm like, it's not a news report. Like, we're just going to converse with people. And he's just like, he goes, we don't know what they're going to ask. And I'm like, you don't know what anybody walking through the door is going to ask either, but you do that all day long. And he's like, well, yeah, but they ask pretty much the same stuff. And I'm like, same thing. Same thing. Y'all ask the same questions as if, you know, you're coming through the door. It's just digital, right? But if I had somebody come through the door and was like, hey, I'm thinking about moving like March or April, when should I go ahead and get started? Now, it would be the same answer. You know, it's not any different. It's just, you only get to see me. I don't get to see you. Which confuses people, I swear, because y'all think I know you or know what you look like, and I don't know what you guys look like. You see me, I don't get to see you, which I'm sure somebody out there of everybody that's watching is in your pajamas. So so you think it's all great and everything, except for when we meet, I don't know what you look like. So have mercy on me. Okay, if we run into each other at the local Publix, which does happen fairly frequently, be kind and let me know where we've met, because I haven't met you. You've met me. I haven't met you. Okay. But I love it. I love meeting people that like watch our channel and stuff. It's so cool. My daughter was at her shift at the Chick-fil-A, and there's 3 of them here in Ocala, but she was at her shift and she was in the drive-thru. Excuse me. And she's like, Mom, it finally happened. I said, what? She goes, I got recognized from your channel. I was like, yeah! It was awesome. She, you know, she's a typical teenager. She's like, okay, that's cool for you, but let's not, no, that doesn't need to affect my real life, you know? So yeah, it was hilarious. So somebody was like, oh my goodness, Lexi, which Lexi is her name with us. But when she started high school, she changed it to Zan, X-A-N, Zan. So her name is Alexandra. She's been Lexi before she was born. I was like, we're going to call her Lexi. But I love the idea of a kid kind of growing and changing and giving themselves different nicknames. To me, she will always be Lexi. So when I mention her on here, I say Lexi. But when she's at work, on her name badge, it says Zan. So at school, Zan. So like I met one of her coworkers and I said, oh yeah, just ask Lexi for it. And the woman had no clue who I was talking about. She thinks I had 2 different daughters. No, this one just went and changed her freaking name when she became a teenager. So yeah, so if you see her out and about and she sees Zan, that's my kid. I promise. It's just, I don't have multiple of them of daughter. That's it. But yeah, she changed her code name. It's code name Zan now. But I mean, that's kind of a cool name, X-A-N. That's pretty freaking cool. If you're named Alexandra to go to Zan, that's pretty cool. Do you offer remote showings for people out of state? Yeah, of course. Most of the time, if it's not one of our listings, we do, like if it's a developer, like D.R. Horton, Lennar, all of them, Triple Crown, I'm trying to think of all of them, Deltona, there's so many. So if it's one of the builders or whatever, we will put that video as public unless you ask us not to. But for actual showings, if it's, you know, with another realtor or whatever, they have the listing. Normally we don't put those unless they give us permission, and I'm not going to go through all of that. So I'll go in and do a virtual tour basically with you, either through FaceTime, which that's great as long as there's internet service or phone service in the area. Sometimes if it's a large enough house or if it's out in the boonies or something, I won't have cell signal. So what we'll do is I will go in, I will call you and be like, I am here. I'm doing the video. And then I go in, I do a video inside the house, go through every nook and cranny, show the ceiling, show the floors, the same as if you were in there. And then I go outside and I do the outside of the house. And then I upload that to YouTube, but I put it on a private link. So the only one that can view it is you, or if you want me to make it like unlisted, I can do that. So you can share the link with other family members if you have another significant other that's going to be viewing it as well. So yes, we have it down to a science. In fact, that is how the YouTube channel became about. Is I was doing YouTube before it was cool, just so you know. No, I actually did back in the day during the recession. I did property management primarily, and I did sales kind of, a little bit, but it was primarily property management. That's how I got started. And back then, that was the only part in real estate you could really do. And I used to go into nasty foreclosures. We're talking like open it with your foot because who knows what's going to come out at you. It was some funky foreclosures. But I had investors from all over the country. And I would go in and I would be like, wow, it smells like cat pee so much in here. But you know what? We can get this fixed. We're going to go ahead, shred out, get all of this flooring out, bleach the concrete, put tile down. We got this. Okay. And I would just go through and I would be very, very honest, because especially when you're trusting me to look at something for you, that's huge. So I'm going to point out everything that's wrong with it because that's what you're going to be looking at, right? I mean, that's what you want to know. If there's an odor, that doesn't come across on video, right? So that's what I would do, is I would go into these houses and I would be like, this is disgusting, but it's fixable. I was like the world's worst salesperson. So I didn't care. It wasn't my listing. It wasn't like, if you bought this one, great, fine. But it's more the relationship that I preferred. So if you didn't buy this house, you might buy another one, but you still had to be able to trust me. So it was more important to be honest and disclose and be happy with the purchase that you made. But I did that over and over and over again. And back then you couldn't put the properties at private or unlisted like you can now. It was just public. But I couldn't email the videos to the investor. So I just put them up on YouTube and forgot about them. I was like, here's the link. And that's how I kind of got started, because other investors would contact me and go, that was the worst and most hilarious video I've ever seen. Can you go and sell me some houses? Because you were so honest about what you were seeing. You weren't trying to like oversell something or try and, say it's really beautiful when it's not. I was like, no, it's not, but it could be. It's a slab home. You can easily fix this stuff. It's just, why would I say it's gorgeous when there's like roaches and ugh. So that's what I did. So this is not my first YouTube channel. This is actually my third YouTube channel. And the reason I had to turn off the other ones was because it had more videos of like my toddler than it did of houses that I was showing to investors. So this is my professional channel that I started with when I opened this company several years back. But if you wanted to go and see, I think those other channels, I know they're still up. I just don't know if they're public or private anymore. But yeah, there's like little baby Lexi picture videos and stuff. Because I also at the same time had family all over the United States and they wanted to see my daughter. And, then I started, I got married and I wanted to share those, family moments and stuff with my family. So I did YouTube for that. It wasn't supposed to be a commercial endeavor. It was just our life. So those videos are terrible. They were not advertising for me in any way, shape, or form. It was specifically to go out and show homes to people and to be as authentic as humanly possible. But we did get a lot of customers because apparently if you come in and go, wow, this place is disgusting, but I think we can do something with this. Apparently people appreciate it. Bad. It was so bad. Oh, it was really bad. I actually showed one of the houses. I don't know if it's still up or not. But I was actually just coming back from the beach with my family. So I actually was in flip-flops and a bathing suit walking through a foreclosure just so because the investor, you know, you had to move fast on him. So I was like, well, I'll just hit it on my way home. I had no clothes with me. I had a bathing suit on. So I'm in there with a wet, sandy bathing suit videos of a foreclosure. And I put it up on YouTube because that's the only way that I could get the film over to them. But I think I stayed out of all of the mirrors and stuff. You have to be careful with angles, but I kind of like, you know, was sticking my hand in yep, that's the bathroom. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. They needed the video because they needed to know if they could make an offer on it. And so I went over there as is. Oh my goodness. And you spell it with an I too? Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, that is hilarious. That's funny, Andy, because that's the one nickname. I'm like, do not call me Andy. So my dad and my brothers call me Girly since I was like a toddler and it stuck. And my mom calls me Dree. But Andy, I just was like, no, that's a boy's name. No. But everybody calls me Anne. I have been called Anne before, often. But yeah, Andy was the one I was like, no, we're not doing that. But yeah, I did. I went to, when I was like 17, I went to a restaurant and I was introduced to the cook and he looks at me and he's like, what's your name? I was like, Andrea. Nope, too long. Change it. And I'm like, what? I was like 17. I was like, he's like just staring at me and I was like, Anne? And he's like, okay. And for the next year, I was referred to as Anne and answered to it. So at that restaurant to this day, I'm Anne. But yeah, it's craziness. But yeah, my daughter, Lexi, she does it with an I, even though it's short for Alexandra. So yeah, that kid has the longest names, but I don't know. But yeah, she goes by Zan. Well, see, she doesn't have the Zan part in hers, but yeah, has she changed any part of it? Has she like going, no, I will now be called Alex or something like that? No, I don't know. Right around the age of 13, 14, they just like, I must identify myself otherwise because I am now nearly an adult. I am no longer going to be called by that childish name, whatever it is, even though it's perfectly fine. Well, Girly wasn't. That was, my dad still calls me that, so does my younger brother. He thinks it's hilarious. I don't know. I don't know what I would do if my husband called me that sometime, Girly. I'd be like, what? Oh, that is hilarious. I don't know. My mom's name is Sandra. It's all basically the same name. Alexandra, Andrea, and Sandra, all the same name. Honestly, it's all derived from the same place. So that's why I wanted to make sure she got that name. So that and Cassandra. I don't know. It's all basically the same thing. So, I guess that is about it. I don't know. Andy, reach out to me if you have any questions. Go ahead and stick it on my Calendly. But that is definitely how to get in touch with me. I will absolutely go and take videos and stuff. Absolutely. We actually have fun with that. Now I got a whole slew of people that they go. There are so many videos that we can't show. So because, you know, if it's like a listing from somebody else, or if the builder is like, no way, Jose, you're not sharing that. Okay, no problem. So we can share it privately to a specific builder buyer, but we cannot share it publicly. So we just, okay, no problem. YouTube is still the easiest way to share videos that we've taken. So that's what we do. We just take them and do it that way. So like I said, on our Great Expectations Realty website, there's 12 videos in the series, but only 2 of them show up as public on YouTube currently. I may change that. I don't know. So I don't want it to be like some big like commercial or something on YouTube. I've always kind of shied away from that. So I don't know. I want to make sure it's informative for you and educational and entertaining, and not some commercial for our services. Not that that's what the videos are, but it could be seen that way, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know. Go on there. Go on the website if you want to see those. All right, I am getting out of here for now. It is time for dinner. So you guys have a great evening and look for me next week because I'm super excited about the verses and my instigation of mayhem that I get to have with my buddies over at DR Horton. And we are setting that up for you guys, so it should be fun. And then following that, we will have Krista on here because she is one of my best buds, and she's over in Orlando. She's so much fun. She makes fun of me so much. It's like crazy because she acts like we're so like, yeah, okay, it is rural over here, but you know, she's over in Orlando, so not even realm of reality as far as similar. So she just kind of like makes fun of me that like it's all horses and hay bales over here, and I'm like, it is not. We have the World Equestrian Center, okay? That's pretty big. So we'll get all that figured out. But yeah, we've got some special stuff coming up for our lives in the next few weeks, so it should be fun. So, all right, y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me on a Monday. I know you were probably tired from work today, so go relax, watch some Netflix or something, and chill out. And I will see you next week. Bye.